Hello, good evening, and welcome to class. It's amazing having you today. Let's talk about building systems. Building systems. In fact, it's very important to note that in this program, Simple Things podcast or broadcast, also known as success algorithm, what we do is to help you with your simple solutions for complex issues, giving you facts you can use so that we simplify these things so that it's no more a difficult thing for you to understand or implement. That's what we do with the program Simple Things broadcast. And we touch anything and everything from health to wealth building to finance to management to psychology to philosophy. We touch on everything business, sales, marketing, business systems like we're going to do today. We touch on every single thing. So we're going to start immediately because of our time, because we don't want to always overshoot. So let's talk about three ways to build systems for growth and profitability. And I want to encourage you, if you join this program, you are not registered or rather subscribed member of this channel, I encourage you to subscribe right now. Take a second and subscribe right now. Now, click on the notification button. Also, share um, this video so that other people can benefit from them. Even the scripture says, "My people perish for lack," and share so that your friends can benefit. Okay, this video to be very long, so I'm going to be very fast the time. So the first thing, the first way, understand systems. You must understand systems. That's the first way to build system for you can grow and be profitable in quite a lot of things. Um, um, sorry, you can grow. Those are all part of profitability. Those are all part of growth. So we want you to grow and be profitable in every aspect of your life, in your health and wellness, in your love and relationships, in your spirituality, in your profession, vocation, and passion, in your time. Wealthy in all of those things, and you can use system to make them happen. So let's talk very seriously about how to do this. So number one is that you must understand systems. So what is a system? Now, I don't like definitions, and I don't like, you know, something pragmatic, something you can just understand and do. So the first is how things happen. So look at the production line. Somebody look at the digestive system, look at the reproductive system. You see a lot of organs working, but to accomplish just one purpose. That's what we call a system. And SYSTEM will yourself: S, stress; T, time; E, energy; M, money. Anything you put in place to save yourself stress, time, energy. So in order to understand system, you must see how you're going to have interconnection between different parts of a particular thing that will give you the result you want. So what can you touch that will touch what 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 will give you a result? That is how to understand system. Yeah. So if you look at systems, let's talk about business systems. So take a restaurant, for instance. If you look at a restaurant, You first and foremost understand how to divide it into right, divide the whole process into their component parts. For instance, there are people who should sweep the restaurant and make everywhere clean. There are also people who should go and buy the condiments for cooking. There are people who plan the meal. There are people who release money. There are people who collect money when it is sold to when food and drinks are sold to the customers. There are people who serve this food. There are people who take orders. There are people who dish the food. There are people who are at the gates there as gatesmen or what. There are people who are receptionists. There are people who probably could take online order. There are people who do the marketing physically or online or virtually. There are people who, so these are all the things that make up the system of the restaurant. So if you are now able, if you understand this, you'll be able to now see how do we knit all of this together. And if you don't knit all the facets together, the system will not work well. So let me give you an example. You could have a system, you could have a business where what causes problem probably is in the kitchen, why the effect of the problem is inside the restaurant. So you see somebody comes in, orders food, the waiter takes his order or her order, takes it to the people and the food is dished, and the person is eating the food and sees an unwelcoming thing inside the food. For instance, hair, for instance, dead ants or something. And he calls the guy who gave him the food, I mean the waiter or waitress, and say, "Hi, look at what is here." And the guy, the man is, or the woman, the customer is boiling with anger. And this guy said, "Oga, cool down now, chill. Let's discuss this." And the man slaps this boy or this girl. Now the boy slaps back, and then there's fight. Now who caused this problem? It's the people at the kitchen, the people that cook the food, who were not able to, maybe um go through some proper standard operating procedure for the food they are cooking, and this problem happened. If you don't understand, you say, "Oh, this guy is just bad. How could you slap a customer back? This one, say this customer is bad. How could you slap a waiter or waitress?" The point is that if the person who is at the kitchen did the right thing, this situation would not have occurred. So that's the first thing to understand about system. System can be so, one thing could happen in one part of the system and you start seeing it in another part. Very much like the human body. There are things that are happening in your liver and they're giving you a headache. Things happening in your stomach and are giving you a headache. Things happening in your and are giving you leg pain. That is how system work. One thing could be happening one place and a given signal in another place. So if you are in this program, please give us a thumb up and then share this video so that other people can join. System very important. System is important because if you are able to put in system, it reduces frictions, it reduces troubles, it makes for efficiency, it makes for effectiveness, it increases profitability, it reduces waste, it reduces time for bickering and trouble, it gives so now your ability to understand why system will help you to know whether you're going to pursue system with every vigor or you're going to make it a tangential thing. A lot of people think that, you know, system is tangential. I can do my business without a system. It's not true. Yeah, today I was training a very big organization just today, and a man was telling me that he is working for um, a group or a government establishment, but he has some things at the side, and these things are producing big money. I mean, business, but also the The money made, he's not seeing it because he's not giving his full time. So he's retiring this year. So he's waiting for him to retire. And I told him that if Dangote was to retire and go and manage every branch of his business, how many branches will put a system in place? He said, how? How can I put a system in place? That's the question. You must understand that in understanding business, Emith, he said, he talked about EMT. So for the entrepreneur, okay, as entrepreneur, manager, and technician, one of the first thing you relinquish is the technician part. So let's say you're the person who manage everything, you are the person who also repairs. As a business, to be able to employ more workers, train them, and then let them start helping you with what? With and when they start doing that, one of the things you will notice is that you need to start understanding management better and also understand entrepreneurship better, understand all the things you need to do around um, all the things you need to do around making sure that the workers do their work and everything is nice. Okay, so if you get that, you a technician, you must incorporate management. If you don't, you won't be able to manage the workers well. So if it's an auto mechanic workshop, what you notice over time is that they will start stealing people's brem bars, stealing people's tires, stealing people's jack, and those people will stop doing business with you. Then most time you sack all of them, become a solo again. 10, 20 people are there in a day. Do you all also start employing people? When you start, you don't understand anything around that. People will also give you trouble business, and then you sack them again. That is how you repeat until one day you find out now that you are aged, and then that becomes that. Okay, to understand the entrepreneur, the manager, the technician concepts and be able to know what to do around that. So if you've got understanding systems, let's so build systems for growth and profitability in your organization. Number one is understanding system, and we've talked about it. Number two is you must understand important system components. I'm not going to explain all of them. There are 7 of them for me, and I'm not going to explain them so deeply because I'm already in 14 minutes of this video, and I've not even scratched it. So, but that is why this is continuous. We can always come back and talk about this again, or even pick one part of it. So, important systems component number one is value proposition system. You must understand what are you offering and how do you consistently bring your offering to the market. Now, I'm not into marketing yet. I mean, how do you find out what you need to market? How do you rather what do you need to produce? How do you find out what you need to create? And you always hear me say that in order to be successful in life and wealthy, you must learn how to build or create something. You must learn how to sell something. So being able to understand how to build something, or what we call what value you are proposing, and you are able to understand how to bring it to life, that is very important in building a system, because every other thing your system will be serving will be the value that you are proposing. For instance, if you go to Dangote, you will see a lot of trucks, you will see a lot of workers, you will see a lot of so let's use Dangote cement. So if there was no cement, it means there will be no worker, there will be no truck, there will be no receptionist, there will be no engineer if there was no cement to produce. So you must understand these things and be able to understand the value you are proposing. Okay, that's what we call value proposition system. You are going to put something in place to make sure that you are able to propose this value very well. And then when you propose this value, you are able to understand how to make sure that this value are consistently coming into the market. They are consistently coming into the market every single day, every single month, every single week, every single year. You are producing more and you're producing more and you're producing more and you're producing more. Okay. So your ability to understand that is very, very important. Value proposition system. That's number one. Number two of the value of the important system components. Important system component. Number two of that is lead generation system. Now you've been able to produce something, be able to create something. How do you make the people outside know that you've created something? You're going to create a system around it. This is what we call marketing. Now, marketing is anything and everything you do to be able to make sure that all the people who need your product and all the people who want your product, they are able to know that you are producing those products, and they are able to also know that you are their best plug for that product, and they're able to know that some of the values you are offering in those products are not going to be found anywhere, or at least they are peculiar to you, and then they fit them most. If you're able to find out how to take this thing to make sure that people see it and know it, and and you're consistent over time, that is what we call lead generation system. How are you going to do that? Are you going to have a sales force? Are you going to do digital marketing? Are you going to do um you know um on are you going to do in newspapers? Are you going to do billboards, open air billboards? Are you going to do demonstration? Are you going to do are you going to do freemium? Are you going to give people free first and then you convert them later? Whatever, you need to have a system around this, understanding what we call lead generation systems. So when you've got a lead generation system, you must also understand lead conversion system. When you understand lead conversion system, you should be able to know about making sure that this thing you are marketing to the people who have shown interest, and deliver it to them and collect your money. You deliver it to them and collect your money. That is what we call lead generation system. Sorry, lead conversion system. Lead conversion system. How do you make your sales? So let's assume you and somebody approaches, send us mail and say, please, how can you help our organization? Lead generation. Okay, people get it and then they start coming to us and say, how can you help our organization? Now when they start asking that question, you need to convert them. That's what we call lead conversion system. How do you make sure that all the emails, all people ask, you are able to answer them and keep drawing them in and drawing them in and drawing them in until they buy some? Now, because this is just a few minutes podcast or broadcast, I won't start going deep. Three ways to build systems for growth and profitability. I'm not talking about each of them very deeply. So, number four in important systems components is to understand customer fulfillment system. Customer fulfillment system is when you are able to have a system in place where immediately somebody pays money, immediately somebody pays, system sets in, yeah, you are able to call the person. You have been able to receive your sending you your goods, and then next hours you tell him your goods has left Benin, or left Abuja, or left Lagos, and is by so so and so logistic company. You get it in 24 hours. You get it to do it when it gets to his destination. Oh, he has reached Lagos, he has reached Asaba, has reached this place, but it's gonna get to you tomorrow's evening. And then as they leave to go and give it to them, you call them, okay, your dispatch rider has left, blah 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 blah. When they give it to the person, and others and confirm to you that they've given it to the person, you now say, okay, I hope you received your goods. I hope you liked it, blah, 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 blah. That's what we call customer fulfillment system. Putting a system around it. Is it calls? Is it emails? Who is in charge? And all those. Time will fail us to say that it's very important that everything we talk about in system, humans make it happen. And if humans make it happen, you must understand human resource management and capacity maximization. But because of our time, that's not one of our topics. Then we have number five in important system component. Number five is customer optimization system. So when somebody has bought still need handbags, may still need wristwatches or rings and all those kinds of things. Okay, so your ability to understand how to optimize your customers, take them through stages and stages, convert them, upsell them, upsell them, upsell them. That is what we call customer optimization system. System around it. The next one is systems automation. All the things you are doing, you are able to automate them so that if somebody send you a mail now, they is can if somebody has bought something and um a, an email that has been automated, the email will say, "Hi, Kali, thanks for buying this in from us. The next 24 hours, it will leave our Lagos office." To your ability to work around it, use forms and all those to do that is very important. So that's what we call system automation. Is a whole lot. It is can be a 6 months course. But you see, the number seven is pivoting and scaling system. Being able to set system in place that you know when to scale, you know when to move to the next level, to the level, so that you don't scale too soon and you don't scale too late. I see a lot of young people who scale too soon and they couldn't handle, they couldn't manage, and before you know it, the thing is the problem is very, very serious for them, and they start having issues. Organizations they have obligations to, and before you know it, the business closes. So you must have a system that helps you. You pivot, you scale. You have a system around it. What happens before you know that you need to scale? Is it customers' complaints? Is it not being able to um meet your demand? Is it whatever it is? You must know those things. Okay, so because of our time, that is where I'm going to stop about when it comes to number two, important systems component. So let's talk about number three, because there's three ways to build systems for growth and profitability. Number one is understanding systems, number two is important system components, and number three is systems implementation strategy. So if you want to actually be great in what you do and in building your system, you must understand three things in system implementation strategies. Number one, you must understand documentation. Number two, you must understand delegation. And number three, you must understand systemization. So let's talk about them very quickly, and I wouldn't want I want to end in the next 5 minutes. Now, documentation is the handmaid of delegation. In other words, you cannot properly delegate if you have not documented the standard operating procedure, the KPIs, and all the things the person who is going to carry out this thing needs to know and do. So, I give you a simple example. If people from some companies call you, DSTV, banks, and all those, even when they know you are from their village, even if they're calling their brother, they won't say, ah, Egbon, ah, my brother, oh, one name, oh, no, they won't call you because they know you are Tunde. They call you, oh, Egbon, what's it? This one? No, they don't do that. Yes, or Aburo. They don't do that. They will say, "Good afternoon. I hope I'm on to Dr. Kali." Say yes. Said, "My name is blah 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 blah. I from social organization. I hope this is a good time to talk to you." Say yes, and they say, "Please, this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes." Okay, so and they start telling you. So they may be your brother, they may be your children, they may even know they're calling their father, but you cannot, because there's something written for you to follow. If you enter the aeroplane, and they are doing the announcement, they don't get creative. unless in cases they want to be funny. Yeah, like when they want to use pigeon or something. But otherwise, they are going to read that. It is written. It is written. It's written. They read from the written thing. They don't just use their brain and they make mistake in grammar. They do this one now. So that is about um understanding documentation. You must document so that anybody who is going to implement will not be confused, will not be unnecessarily creative and cause um, damage for the company. Because when we talk about these things, we are talking also about what do you call it? Brand. Yeah, your brand must sound strong, must sound reasonable, and your brand must be able to, not just promise like you I can swim like a duck, and then you can't even swim like a dog. Yeah. So that's documentation. Then the next thing is that when you document, the reason you are documenting is to delegate. So when you document, you now delegate to the people. That's why you need to understand how to bring in the best people. TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. You can't do it alone. Get a lot of people. If you get 50,000, I'm giving an example, and because you do it perfectly, 50,000 is the highest amount you could get from that. Now, if you empower others, they may not get 50,000, but if you empower 10 others to do it for you, and you are getting 50,000, they could get 25, 25, 25. If you times it by 10, it's 250,000. What that means is that if you can leverage, yeah, you will always have the capacity to make more money. And that is the importance of delegation. A lot of people working for you, your money working for you. So the last is that documentation and delegation systemization. With documentation and delegation, you can systemize. So in conclusion, today, how do you actually um understand system? Number two is you must know important components of system. Implement system by understanding documentation and creating documentation for every and each of the processes of your organization. Write down how you made that call so that it's easy for somebody to look at it and the person will be able to replicate it. You move over for you. Yes. So that is what we call documentation. Delegate. When you delegate, then you can systemize. Okay. So I want to appreciate you for listening in. Three ways to build systems for growth and profitability in your business and in your life. So I will want you to reach out to us at 09055599925. Reach out to us and be able to um, talk to us about topics you want us to discuss or questions you have, so that sometimes we come here, we just answer your questions so that others can learn from them. Okay? Remember, only doers go to the bank. The handler of this project is Praise Jagade, aka Lady PJ. I will want you, she's managing some of my social media handles and she's doing it perfectly well. She has a social media marketing agency. I will want you to, be part of what she's doing in that organization so that she can put it together. And she started putting it together. Everything is nice. So works um she works her own on these things. I want to encourage you to book her and work with her as your social media manager and social media expert. I want to appreciate you for listening in. Go out there and do, because it's only doers that go to the bank. Remember, blessed, stay celebrated always. Please remember to share, like, turn on the notification button. Remember to subscribe, share, turn on the notification button. Remember to tell your friends about this program. Also, remember it is Wednesdays 9 p.m. and Sundays 9 p.m. See you on Sunday 9 p.m. Remember, stay celebrated always. Have